Hello everyone, Angela Westland here again in my crafting room, independent demonstrator from Australia. Today I'm going to show you how I've made these double rolled roses using the original spiral flower die from Stampin' Up. Now to purchase that one, it is order number 129379 and it's $30. It's quite a good price for such a versatile die, and you'll find it on the I'll just zoom out for you, on the current annual catalogue on page 175, and that's it right down there at the bottom there. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm just going to bring in my Big Shot, because I want you to see how I do cut this particular die out. Now, out of one A4 size sheet, you can get 4 single rose flowers or 2 double out of one A4 size sheet if you cut it out this particular way. So this is how I cut it out. Others might cut it out differently, but this is how I found it best. So I put my acrylic plate down, then this is the die, and I don't put it through lengthways, I turn it sideways, and I cut my A4 sheet on my Stampin' Up trimmer at 6 inches, and then I'll bring in my cardstock to go over the top of that, and then my other cutting plate over the top of that. Just push it in till it engages in your Big Shot, and then just shank it through. Take it out, and then we have one cut out. I can just get it off. There you go. So that's one. So you can get 4 of those by cutting it that way out of one A4 sheet. Okay. So that's the sheet I've used. So if I wanted to cut another one out, I would just simply put my acrylic plate back in, put my die sideways, just put the rest of the other end of my die on my die, then I would push it through till it engages, and then just roll it through, and that will give me 2 spiral dies. Let's get that out. Pull that out. So that gives you 2 of those. Okay, so you will need 2 if you're going to do this double rolled effect. So I'll just get my Big Shot out the way, and I'll zoom you in a little bit now so you can see what I'm doing. Now the first thing you need to do, I'm going to actually use 2 different colours today to make this double rolled rose. So the first thing you need is your bone folder, and you need to break the fibres up of your die that you've cut out. So just try to be a bit gentle, because we don't want to rip it, but we want to break up those fibres. I've already done the other piece to save time on the video. So then you just, right, and then I've done a red one as well. So to start rolling, we get the two ends there together like that, and we're just going to simply start rolling, holding it together, just rolling our die So if you hold it, I'm right-handed, if you hold it up here with your left hand and just roll it through. Sometimes I use a paintbrush and roll it on a paintbrush if I want a really tight bud. But because I'm rolling two together today, I'm just going to do it with my hands. I'm not going to use anything extra to help me. So just keep rolling it until we get right down to the end. You can see how it's looking there. So I'm just going to roll it. So I'm keeping it fairly tight as I roll it. Just depends how big you want your rose to be, but it will be a large rose because we're double rolling it. So when we get to the end, it's just going to look a bit like that. So we're just going to let it release itself out. Just let it release itself out. Sometimes you need to just fiddle a little bit with it. You can see how that's forming into a nice rose. So what I do then is you've got two of these pieces because we're using two. So we take a little bit of Tombow liquid glue, and I do mean a little bit. Sorry to reach over here, but I just need to grab a cotton bud. And I just like to spread it out a bit because it is least is better. Then I'm just going to glue those two together. And my rose is starting to come out as I would like it at the moment. And then I'm going to, it's white, it's a bit hard to see, but this is the circle piece. We've glued the two pieces together. So on this side, we're just going to put a bit of glue and we're going to push that down on there. Now I like to put it flat on my table and just push down in the middle with your finger, and the glue will take in a few minutes. When I'm making a project for these, I usually make the project first. And then just to bring these other petals up, just press down so it does make a beautiful rose when you use the two different colours. I'm just going to grab some of my glue dots and my tweezers, and just on these two petals you can see here are open. I'm just going to pop two glue dots on each of those. Another two on the other one. Just trying to do it as fast as I can for you so the video doesn't go too long. And then we're just going to bring them up. Just until they adhere. And just need to hold that down a little bit. You don't have to add the glue dots if you're happy with your roses. You can see that I'm just pressing where I've added those glue dots so that it just takes to the rose, and I'm pressing down in the middle so it's adhering to the bottom of the rose like that. So then you've got this beautiful rolled rose, and that's using the two colours. This is one I made earlier. So Sometimes I just have to fiddle with them a little bit at the end to just so I've got it fitting as I like. And then this is one that I've just done in white, in shimmery white, and that's a double rolled rose too. But so you can see the difference, I've also made some single roses. So that's just using one of those dies. So the double rolled, you use two of these, and for the single rose you use one. So that's the single and that's the double. And then I've also made a single one in cherry cobbler, and I've added some Wink of Stella clear. I think you might be able to just see that, because when I'm putting these on a project I like to have 2 or 3 different size roses. So that's our different roses. So I hope this helps you girls see how I do make my roses. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Please click on the link below and it'll take you to these rolled roses on my blog. And I'll come back at a little bit later and do a tutorial on a project that we can put these roses on. Thank you for watching.